As the sea level rose and the continents were submerged, the prosperous civilization of man declined to the point of almost being extinct. With the world being completely covered with water and land scarce, it brought rise to new life forms that were never known to man, and now they rule both above and under the seas as the few remaining humans struggle for survival. In the middle of nowhere, a father and his son, Bota, could be seen diving underneath the water in a submerged city to search for anything of value for their survival, to which they found canned foods along with other things that they gathered together. After they finished gathering what they needed, they then went back up to the surface towards their boat, where Lita, his daughter, was left on the boat to be the lookout for anything that might happen. After being trapped on their boat for years, both Bota and Lita thought that they were the only humans alive, but unlike them, their father believed that there were definitely other people out there, and that until they find someone else, he promised to protect them for as long as he can. After being on the boat for so long, everyone had their own individual role on the boat. Their father was responsible for hunting and maintenance. Bota took care of the food and water, and Lita took care of the laundry and cleaning. Since exploration of the sunken world was dangerous, it was also left up to their father, until he recently started to teach Bota. While everyone lived together peacefully on the boat in this apocalyptic world, there was one rule that they had to follow, which was that they all had to get inside the boat before nightfall, when the monsters appear if they want to stay alive. And so, at exactly 8:30, they all went inside, and the monsters probed the boat, which made both Lita and Bota scared. But after being in their father's arms for a while, they quickly fell asleep. Before going to sleep, Bota asked his father if there were a lot of monsters where he used to live, to which he said yes, but also told him that there were harpoonists as well, who were all trained warriors that fought the monsters to protect their towns. His father then told him that he was also a harpoonist, and Bota then asked him what were the dots on his arm, which were actually stars. But Bota didn't know since he had always been under deck at night, and after a long explanation from his father what stars were, Bota fell asleep. In the morning, everyone then went to the surface, to which they found their weeks of fish food completely eaten, and the boat being badly damaged from what happened in the night, but they were glad that they were all alive. Bota, seeing the amount of repairs his father would have to do, offered to dive into the ruins and get the materials for his father, but was met with a strong no from his father, since he thought that it was unsafe and that the monsters could be hiding down there. Bota was very displeased after being banned from going into the ruins, since that was the only thing that interested him, since they were trapped on a boat surrounded by water with nothing fun to do. After arguing about it for a while, their attention was drawn by Lita pointing towards a flock of birds in the distance, and after getting closer, they discovered that it was a building island. Both Bota and Lita were happy that they found people other than themselves, but their father quickly grabbed his weapon and told Bota that he should leave if anything happened to him, and went to the island. Upon arriving on the island, Bota's father searched the island for any survivors, but the further up he went, he only found more corpses of people that were trapped on the island, unable to escape. Back on the boat, Bota saw something in the water that looked like a human that was drowning. After finding explosives from the corpses, Bota's father quickly returned to the boat, and to their surprise, what they saw in the water wasn't a human at all, and as soon as they realized it, it quickly disappeared into the water. A huge human-faced monster then creeped up underneath the boat and crushed it in between its jaws. The monster looked at Bota, his father, and his sister like it was looking at its prey, and with no further explanation needed, Bota's father knew exactly what he was up against. After the boat was crushed, everyone fell into the water, and since it was too dangerous for them to be in the water, which was the monster's territory, They had no choice but to stay on the island with no hope of ever leaving. After they made it out alive, they checked to make sure that everyone was okay. But after experiencing something so scary that she had never seen before, Lita fainted. After their father had been tossed by an impact from the monster, he was impaled by a piece of steel that was sticking out from a portion of the destroyed building. After telling Bota that he was fine, he told him to take his sister and run, and that he would be right behind them. And Bota, understanding the situation, followed his father's orders without a second thought. His father then removed the steel, losing a lot of blood in the process, and giving him no chance whatsoever. The monster then slowly emerged its head from the water and looked directly at Bota's father, all while being roasted by the blazing sun. It then got very close to him and looked at where he was impaled by the steel and stared at it for a while. Not understanding what the monster was thinking, Bota's father tried to reach for his weapon on his back, but the monster just ignored him and looked in the direction of where Bota ran off to with Lita, then turned back around and gave him a very creepy smile and headed straight for Bota. It chased after them on land with amazing speed, but luckily for Bota, he was able to enter the building in time, and so the monster was unable to reach them. After thinking that he was safe, Bota saw an image of his father walking around in the smoke, to which he then called out to him, but was fooled, and it turned out to be the monster, which then grabbed him and pulled him out of the building. It then looked at him with the same smile that he gave his father before, as it held Bota right above its mouth and slowly lowered him. And right when he thought he was going to be devoured, his father appeared and attacked the monster. With extreme skill and precision, Bota's father sliced up the monster and rescued Bota, which angered the monster who had ignored him before. He then told Bota to get behind him, then thought about how strong and intelligent the monster was, since he had never faced anything like it before. After coming to a decision, he decided that he had to fight to protect his kids. And so, he rushed towards the monster and displayed all of his skills that he had earned through countless battles with monsters, and becoming a legendary 6-star harpoonist in the process. Bota, watching his father fight a monster for the first time, was impressed by how amazing his father was. But right when he thought he was about to win, he was stabbed by the monster's claws. Even with his skills that he had owned by himself for years, he was still no match for the monster. And so, Bota watched his father hover between life and death right before his eyes, while being unable to do anything about it, as the monster had a huge smile across its face. With his family meaning so much to him, Bota's father remembered all of the memories that he had made with Bota and Lita together on their little boat that was destroyed not too long ago. With one final heartfelt look with a lot of emotions hidden behind it, he told Bota that he loved him as he let go of his sword and it fell to the ground. He then took out the explosives that he had found from the corpses inside the building, as he told Bota to take care of his sister, and with his last breath, he slammed the explosive against the monster, engulfing both him and the monster in flames, right before Bota's very eyes, as he witnessed his father's death. The monster, with its head completely blown off, sunk to the bottom of the seafloor. With nothing left of his father, and no sign of him being alive, Bota stood there and cried while yelling for his dad. Bota could be seen on a boat with his sister crying. After realizing that she was crying, he then went over to find out why she was crying. But to his surprise, he found his father's corpse in the ocean, and right at that moment, he woke up to find out that it was only a dream, with his sister sleeping comfortably in his lap. He then came to the realization that his father had really died, and that after giving his all to protect them, he had to now take on his responsibility and should do the same and keep his promise by protecting his sister, Lita, just like how his father had protected them for years. And that's the end of part 1 of this manhwa. As usual, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.